We are live from the rabbit hole. What's today's date? March 1st, 2025. We in it. Let's go. What's going on? What's going on? It's the rabbit hole, baby. You already know the rules to the rabbit hole. Don't worry about falling to the bottom because it ain't no bottom. It's no gravity. Don't panic. So what we gonna talk about? So much stuff going on right now. You know what I'm saying? So much stuff, so much of the same stuff going on. Um, Year after year. Um, it's keeping us sane. You know what? It keeps me sane. It keeps me sane because it's good to know that it's people that want to be good people. You know what I'm saying? It's people that want to do good things in this world. It's people that want to keep the good things in society functioning to where people can have goals and people can have things to look forward to. Now, what's the problem with it? The problem with it is the ownership. Ain't nobody able to do their own thing, right? Ain't nobody able to get into the market and make a little something, a little razzle dazzle. And it's majority of our people that's playing in the game, right? And there's majority of other people that's owning the game. They don't have to play the game, but if they get family that's just so happen to play the game, they like automatically get a little plug into the game without having to go through the struggles and put in the work that other players then had to put in to get to that level. And when you look at it, I mean, it makes sense, right? Because of course I'm gonna make sure my family good before I make sure your family good, right? So what's the problem then? The problem is the illusion of inclusion. The problem is all the boys and girls who have been murdered or who have been locked away for things that they didn't do or things they were entrapped into doing because of outside influences that, kind of curve their direction on which way to go in life in order for one of their family members to get in that position. Right? Coaches that's put there to sabotage you. Players that's put there to sabotage you. Look at what happened to Nick Chubb. That injury that happened to Nick Chubb, that was personal. That was targeted. And them players should have been suspended indefinitely, at least a year, for what they did to Nick Chubb. See that they tell people to go out here and make these tackles. Don't use your helmet. Don't helmet the helmet. You got to make sure you use your shoulder pads square. So these are professionals. They know exactly what they're doing and when they're doing it and how they're going to do it. I'm sure Nick Chubb is aware of what happened to him. He went through it. So he more aware than anybody about what happened to him, right? So when is the opportunity gonna come to where we can expand globally? Why are we being held out of the growth of humanity? Why are we being held out of the growth of humanity? Now, maybe, okay, let me say this. I'll say this humbly. I can honestly, I can humbly say this. I'm gonna humbly say this right here. Maybe I feel left out. Maybe that's what the problem is. I feel left out of the growth and development of humanity. I feel left out. I feel forced out. Maybe that's what it is, right? Feel forced out. And why I feel like there's a problem is because it's so much more that could be given to humanity. But some of the greatest historical creators in the history of humanity is being left out. Why are we being left out? Is it just for the title? Is it for the right? Let's get down to it. At this point, with me, honestly, I could say that it's not a race thing. It's not a race issue. The race issue is just what would a sort of a paradigm. The race issue is The race issue is a dimension. It's a dimension. And the purpose of that dimension is to keep you stuck or lost in time. In fact, it puts everybody in a certain time, in a certain paradigm. Because now it puts you in the time of the civil rights movement and the time of the Jim Crow laws, and we still in that same place. So now, let's jump down the rabbit hole. Because I believe what these people would like to know is, how do we get up out of here? How do we get up out of here? I'm going to give you the answer. You ready for the answer? How to get up out of here? You don't. You can't. You're not. And no matter what anybody does, you're always going to end up back where you started. Because there's never an ending, but there's always a beginning. And we still exist in the same day. That the Creator, God, said, let there be light. We're still in that time. We're still in that existence. We're still in that moment. That's the ultimate answer. And so now, knowing that, it has to be some type of it has to be some type of joint effort to master this existence being a peaceful place. to where as long as we are here, it's asking for a lot. That's asking for something that's beyond. I mean, it's gonna get greater. And I believe that the people who have passed on, and we all gonna pass on, and I think we all gonna get to experience a greater existence, because I can sit here and it's a lot of people that jump on this internet and jump on this technology and boo-hoo and bah and complain and expose and try to do all these things. But at the end of the day, they loving this. They loving this. We all loving this, right? I ain't gonna lie. I appreciate this. I appreciate the fact that I'm able to be able to freely and peacefully speak and, give my portion of how I see these things, or how I've seen these things, or sometimes how things, how they come to me. And it's hard for me to be one of them people that just sit back and just bash the government or like say anything about this country in a negative sense, because I'm not saying nothing bad can't happen, because bad things happen everywhere. You got certain type of people everywhere, right? You got wicked people all around. But is genuine good people out there that's trying to stop these things from happening. You know what I'm saying? It's people out there, and it's a ton of conspiracies out there. There's all type of conspiracies out there. Don't get me wrong. There's some things I didn't experience that was like, okay, whoa, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, man, it's people that's trying to stop these things from happening. You know what I'm saying? If somebody come out or the cops drive past and they see some stuff happening, they'll jump out there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everything seems like it's a setup, because it kind of is a setup when, you got we all got our homes, we got our addresses, we got our streets, we got our driveways, we got our cars, we got the stores, you know what I'm saying? We got a lot of things that are set up for you. So we look at the situation with like Angie Stone, if people saying like, oh, she got set up. Soon as she got talking about her math, talking about her publishing this, and she got set up. And it's like, newsflash, we all in the setup. We really are. We all in a setup. You know what I'm saying? Everything is a setup. That's what a simulation means. A simulation is a setup. It's something that's set up already. It's like if you go into a simulation, like if you want to look at it in a video game sense, if you go into a simulation, um, it's gonna be something that's a game that's set up already for you. You know what I'm saying? The roads are already set up for you. The homes are already set up for you. And you got to think a lot of people from the 1930s and 1940s, they disappear. They dying off. They dying off. The people from the 1930s and 40s, everybody from the 1920s is damn near gone. If not, they all gone. But we talking about, these are all the people from the 1920s, the 1930s, and the 1940s, the 1950s, the 1960s. Well, I'll say the 1950s, the 1940s, the people from the 1900s, right? The people from 1900 till I'll say 1940. No, 19. Yeah, I'll say 1940. Right? They the ones who set up everything for the people in the 2000s. And right now you got the people and the people in the 1970s and 1980s are the ones setting up everything right now for people in the 2030s. I know it sounds weird, but bear with me. And once you understand that, you can understand a lot of things. See, I don't think America would ever fall in the sense of like some country coming and like take over because, you know, every country is here. You know what I'm saying? Every country is here. We all here. You know what I'm saying? There's everybody from every country over here in America, whether it's working together, working against each other, whatever the case may be, but everybody's here. So, kind of tough to say about whether or not, I get to our bedtime. But it's kind of tough to say whether or not America would be took. I mean, the only way I could see something happening is if it's like some type of major natural disaster, more so than a military, more than it is like some type of military coup or anything. I could see a natural disaster happening more than anything. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. I'm getting tired. I'm gonna try and jump on a live in the AM or something. I'm gonna post this probably in the AM. Like, comment, subscribe. You know how to get out the rabbit hole. Just reach over to your left or to your right and pull yourself up. You know what I'm saying? Really just flap your wings, man. That's the secret. Just flap your wings and get up out the rabbit hole. You know what I'm saying? I might, I don't know, I'm gonna see how I'm feeling. I'm about to get ready to at least take a little nap or something. So, but yeah, man, just get out. I mean, if you want to stay down here and get some rest, go ahead. I'm down here too, but stay away from me. Let's go, man. Like, comment, subscribe. You know what I'm saying?